Well, greetings to the Purple Pansies team. It's great to be with you. And first of all, I want to say thank you to the Purple Pansies team for your support of this research, and particularly our premier partners. And I want to tell you how we've been able to use these funds in two particular areas. Area number one is we've discovered a vulnerability of cancer versus normal cells. And pancreas cancer cells have been under tremendous stress as they've grown in a person probably for the last 20 years. Now, when normal cells, like in a tree, in nature undergo that stress, like it would be changed in temperature or amount of light per day, they undergo a natural process called apoptosis. But cancer cells don't do that anymore. So what we're trying to do is trigger this apoptosis in the tumor cells. We have two ways to do that. One is to try to starve the tumor cells with a special diet. And another is some more drastic ways to increase that UPR, so actually these tumor cells commit suicide. We have two trials, one that's already been ongoing with your support. This is the special diet trial. If you starve tumor cells, which means give them very low carbohydrates, low protein, and high fat, you can have dramatic effects of these tumors that would be growing in mice. Long-term survivors, anytime these models have survivors more than 45 days, it predicts it will work in people. So what we're doing is a stage 4 trial in patients with advanced stage 4 pancreatic cancer, where they receive what we call the Tgen triple, which is standard of care therapy with or without the special diet. We've had 37 patients that have consented and 26 that have been qualified for this trial. Clinical trial number 2. Increase in unfolded protein response. In the laboratory, if we try to block all ways that these tumor cells can get rid of that stress, we might have an opportunity. So we put together a clinical trial called the Magnificent 7 to try to maximize stress to the tumor cells versus normal cells. In this regimen, we have the Tgen triple, which is standard of care therapy, and then we use the anti-PD-1, which is the drug that Jimmy Carter got with such dramatic results. It doesn't work by itself in pancreas cancer, but it does in malignant melanoma. Chloroquine and celecoxib. This is chemo to give super stress to the tumor cells, to rev up the immune response with that anti-PD-1, to drive apoptosis, and to get rid of that unfavorable tumor environment so that T cells of patients can actually see these cells, cancer cells, and destroy them. There is improved survival now. People don't realize it for almost all 200 different kinds of cancer. And yes, definite progress for even patients with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. We're starting to see many more examples. But we now have some promising blood tests. Who do we do these blood tests on? We could never afford to do and test 350 million people in the United States. When would we do them? But we do know some of the risk factors. And I put them here. As you know, a pansy has 5 different petals. And so these are the top 10 risk factors. But how do you put them together? Things even like your blood type, or whether you're being tall. Tall people get pancreas cancer more often. How do we put them together? And that's where AI comes in. And we're really proud because we have a very great specialist in this area, Dr. Tomasetti, who's putting these factors together to say, if you walk into a clinic, what are your risks, and should we do that blood test for you and your family? Our theme is pretty simple: early detection, easier cures. Thank you, and thank you for your support.